Good morning, boys and girls, and happy St. Patrick's Day. This is Mrs. Tatarka, and hopefully at this point you're able to watch the video. Um, Today we're going to go through the directions step by step, and then if you have any questions or concerns, you can give me a private comment. We're going to try today to just do private comments and see how that works. Um, so the first thing you're going to do is vocabulary. So this is just like the paper that we do a lot for homework, or sometimes we do it in the classroom. So it says vocabulary list directions. List things that relate to each vocabulary word. So first you're going to list two things that can carry pollen, list two insects that can carry pollen from plant to plant. So just right here, you will type the name of your insect. Then two animals that store food for the winter. List two fruits that grow together in clumps. List two things that can absorb water. List two objects in your home that have coverings. List two locations that are considered tropical places to visit. List two things that can dissolve in water. When you're done doing that, you're going to go into your reading assignment for today. So you're going to read the story A Tree is Growing, which starts on page 93. You're going to use the chart below to identify 5 text features. So before you start, if you'd like a review on text features, you can follow that YouTube link and then watch this, which will just review different text features. I gave you an example. So for example, on page 96, there's labels. So the different leaves are labeled so the reader can see what each looks like. So if I go to page 96, where my story starts, I've identified that these are labels telling me about the different trees. There's a text feature right over here if you're stuck. That could be your first one to get you started. After you go through and do the different labels, there's a writing prompt. These two questions are right out of your book. They're following the story. So it says, why is it difficult to tell the age of a tree in a tropical rainforest? I would start off by restating my question, saying something along the lines of, it is difficult to tell the age of a tree in a tropical rainforest because, and then I could look back in my text to find the answer. Number 2, why do some trees look dead in the winter? What is really happening to these trees? So I'd have to start off, some trees look dead in the winter because, and then answer. And I don't want to forget my second part of my question. So then I could continue to write, what is really happening to these trees is, and then again, fill in my answer using the book. Now, when you go to use the book, you can either go into Think Central and go to My Library, click Journey Student Book, and then go to Book 2 and go to page 93. Or what I think would be much easier, especially because you're going to have to keep looking back in the book, would be to keep your Chromebook out and open to this document and open your textbook that I sent home, the Journeys hardcover book, to page 93 to start reading the story. For spelling today, you don't have an actual official assignment, but again, I put the link to the layer 3 red words. These are the same words we practice all the time in the classroom. So this is your chance to review some of the words that you still may be stuck on at home. For science and social studies today, you're going to read the following article about about dinosaurs on Newsela. Today, I'm going to have you do the multiple choice questions, but you don't need to do the writing activity on the website. If you want to, you can, but you don't have to. So if I go to Newsela, and for some of us that were stuck yesterday, make sure we click sign in and then sign in with Google to be able to read it. So it's called Plant-Eating Dinosaurs Ate Some Shellfish, new research says. Now, this is a tricky article to read, so I'm going to read along with you. Do you think dinosaurs ate the same thing every day? Think again. Scientists usually put dinosaurs into groups. The groups are based on what the dinosaurs ate. Carnivores ate other animals. Herbivores ate plants. Omnivores ate both plants and animals. Scientists can look at a fossil of dinosaur poop to see what they ate. They find out that some plant-eating dinosaurs also snacked on shellfish. Dino droppings. Dinosaurs went extinct 66 million years ago. Scientists study them through fossils. Bone fossils say a lot about an animal's shape and skeleton. They do not show its eating habits. Poop fossils show what a dinosaur ate. This makes them very important for paleontologists. Paleontologists are scientists who study fossils. These fossils were found in southern Utah at the Kaiparaitis Formation. This is a large plateau with many dinosaur fossils. The fossils found there were dark. This means they were filled with rotting wood. Rotting wood has sugars. These sugars can be good for animals. The fossils also had pieces of shellfish. Shellfish snacks. Karen Chin is a paleontologist. She works at the University of Colorado. Chin and other scientists found the poop fossils in 3 levels of rock. Each level is formed in a different period of time. This means that the dinosaurs could have eaten shellfish for a long time. The scientists believe that dinosaurs were probably hadrosaurs. Hadrosaurs were large dinosaurs with duck bills. They ate plants and lived in the area. They had rows of teeth in their mouths, with so many teeth that they could chomp through wood and even shells. Why did these animals eat shellfish? Chin believes there was not enough wood to eat all year round. They ate shellfish when it was time to breed. The shellfish gave them extra nutrients. Scientists believe birds and dinosaurs are related. Some birds who eat seeds do something similar, Chin says. The birds look for insects when it is time to lay eggs. Poo holds clues. It's hard to understand why animals eat certain things. Were the shellfish eaten by accident? Chin thinks the shellfish were big enough for dinosaurs to notice and spit out. Jordan Milan is another paleontologist. He doesn't think the dinosaurs ate the shellfish on purpose. Still, he thinks that Chin's work is important. The fossilized blobs of poo can teach us a lot about dinosaurs, he says. So after you're done reading or listening, you are going to do the 4-question quiz. You do not have to do the writing. You can if you'd like a challenge. You do have to answer this question right here. In the article, how do scientists figure out what dinosaurs ate? Make sure you restate the question. I highlighted this because yesterday a lot of people read the Newsela article, but then they forgot to record a fact, which was listed below. For math today, you're going to work on lesson 13-3. So just like yesterday, you're going to click, or actually first you're going to watch another YouTube video because this will kind of go into some more detail about finding perimeter of common shapes. But then, just like yesterday, you're going to go on to Envisions, but today you're going to go to 13-2. You're going to also watch the Envisions video because this really goes over the lesson. So, if you look, I'm going to log into Envisions. If you get stuck logging into Envisions, go to an old quick check in Google Classroom, and this will help the website to load because I know Envisions can be glitchy with the student logins. So I'm up at Browse. I'm going to topic 13, 13-2, and then first I'm going to watch my video. Then when I come back out, I'm going to open up the reteaching page. And everyone did a really great job with this yesterday, but just to review, you're answering the 5 questions to the reteach page today, but you're recording your answer on the Google Doc. Some people yesterday were forgetting their units. So for example, number 1, I need to add up 3 centimeters plus 3 centimeters plus 3 centimeters plus 3 centimeters. So 3, 6, 9, 12. So for number 1, I'd record my answer 12 cm for centimeters in my answer. It's very important we're putting our unit. If you need some review before starting the reteaching page, up at the top you can read through. This kind of goes over the directions one more time even after watching the video. When you're done recording your 5 answers, which I really kind of helped you a lot on the first one, you need to go into Reflex for 15 minutes. I'm going to be checking that people have logged in. Even if you're 100%, it's great to practice. We're not in school, so we're not practicing as regularly as we would be. So Reflex is a great way to make sure you're still reviewing the skills. When you're done, you can log into Freckle or Prodigy or your flashcards. I'll go through later on tonight and add in some more videos like yesterday for additional sites, like if you wanted to go on Epic or anything like that. Make sure you're also checking out the SMORE page for the specials teachers, and please communicate your questions with the specials teachers because I don't know all the answers to what the assignments are for Spanish and things like that. Have a great day, and I really miss you guys. I hope you enjoy your St. Patrick's Day at home, and I'm glad that we're all staying safe.